Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. This full moon is happening on the 29th of June at 8 degrees of Capricorn at 7:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can look at your chart and see, what house this is activating for you. I do feel very powerful. Ooh, as I'm saying it, here comes the cards. A very powerful full moon taking place with this as a result of all the planetary activity, the planets that are shifting signs. You can look at the collective reading I've already done. I've given additional information into that, and it's very interesting to see this. So the first card that popped up, this is from the Moonology deck, is the look at the bigger picture. It is a full moon in Sagittarius on this card. I do talk about Sagittarius energy in that collective reading, so again, you might want to go check that out. Um, Full moon energy, absolutely. And then the bottom of the deck is another full moon, and this is in Taurus, right? So with Capricorn being that the full moon that we're experiencing, that is Earth sign energy. Capricorn typically talks about work, career, dedication, like determination, something that you've been working at. It does talk about the material world as well. There we go, right with that Taurus as well. But there is something very significant taking place. And I do talk about Sagittarius in there because Jupiter, at the same time we have this full moon starting to play out, we have Jupiter, the ruling sign of Sagittarius, getting ready to shift signs and go into the sign of Leo the very next day. So I do feel this is going to be a very big, like I would say, awakening when it comes to the energy of this full moon in Capricorn. But let's just take a look at what energies are showing up for you for this reading for the full moon in Capricorn. So let's see. First card that's showing up, and this is from the Soul's Journey. Welcome change. Absolutely. I do feel there is a big, huge change, a big shift that is taking place. So I do feel this is an energy that we're going to feel. I feel, typically you feel the majority or the brunt of the full moon energy with 3 days before, 3 days after, but I have been feeling since the word go, wow, look, on the bottom of the deck, redirect your fire. Um, so this is talking about what you're working towards. I do feel with this one, we're going to see a very significant power play through this full moon, beginning on this full moon, working its way towards the new moon that's happening in another 2 weeks. So I kind of feel like it's going to be a very pivotal and powerful 2 week time frame with the energy of this full moon. So take what resonates, release what doesn't. Let's keep going. We see this welcome change here, and absolutely, I do feel like there are huge changes on the horizon. Joy of generosity. I see a lot of green, so I'm feeling a lot of heart chakra. And, even in this card right there with the Taurus, I'm seeing a lot of green. Virtue of humility. Now, this is showing up on the bottom of the deck, but I've already done 2 other readings, and this card has shown up on the table for both of those readings. The collective reading and then the Pisces reading. I don't know if you have anything going on in Pisces. You may want to listen to that. Also, I just want to put that reminder out there that you should always listen to messages that are for your sun, moon, and your rising. Your rising will more times than not be more accurate for you than any other thing. But if you take your sun, moon, and your rising and put the combination of those things together, it'll paint a much bigger and accurate picture for you. So I do feel like there's something going on activating. I do see the purple right there just a little bit. I did see that purple very strongly, crown chakra, in the other readings that I have done. But what I'm feeling with this is there's some significant heart activation taking place. I did see this, again, the virtue of humility. There is this humbling energy. Like I said, this is my third reading to see that card in a row. So I do feel like this is going to be very humbling full moon energy. And I don't feel like it's for only one sign. I feel like it's for a lot of people. I feel like I won't be surprised to see this card pop up in each and every reading because I do feel like it's that, coming back down to earth and, really getting real with oneself and doing some deep soul searching and healing. That sort of energy is what I'm feeling. There it is again, redirect your fire. So something's going on for you, Aquarius, where I feel something needs to go in a different direction. Or the energy you have needs to be directed maybe in a more productive way is how I'm feeling with all of this. Love Unites is at the bottom of the deck. And so I feel like there's something very big going on for you because I am seeing the fire. You can see it on both ends. Sagittarius is fire energy, then we have the redirect the fire right showing up right there. And I'm getting that feeling like there is something between the actions, the movements, that sort of energy where it needs to be grounded. I feel a lot of earth energy right here as well with that welcome of change that incorporates love, peace, joy, happiness, success, right? I kind of feel like there is it feels to me like something needs to be balanced out by grounding in a healthy way. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. So let's pull some cards and see what energies want to show up for you. Aquarius, this is for your full moon in Capricorn reading. So let's see what energies want to show up for the sign of Capricorn. What signs or what messages want to show up? Too many cards. What messages want to come out for the sign of Aquarius? Oops. All right. First of all, you had way too many cards, but I'm taking them because they all came out upright. So there it is, that energy of the Queen of Air. That is your energy, right? Um, I'm feeling with this owl like there's some sort of fresh start that is taking place. I feel a lot of wisdom, insight. I feel intuitively knowing as well. But I feel it's coming from a pure space, a joy of generosity, a genuine heart is what I'm feeling. The next card is the Eight of Pentacles, and this is talking about work. This is talking about what you're dedicating your time, energy, and effort into. And I'm feeling there's something very significant that's saying to me, it needs to be addressed in a positive, a productive way, right? Whatever this is you're working on, if you've been doing it from a lower vibrational energy, there's something that's going to come through, I feel, that's going to force this redirection of your energy. So we have the Magician right here. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but I do want to go right here and see the Nine of Air to the Sun, okay? So there's a couple things I want to say about all of this. First of all, I feel like with this Magician, this is about manifesting something into the physical realm is what I'm feeling. Like you've been trying to make something happen, get something off the ground. And I do feel there's an energy that's associated with this that has had you stuck, like you've been surrounded by something. You can see with this Nine of Air right there, right? And I feel whatever this something is has been restricting you. It can be your own thought process. It can be, like I said, the vibrational frequency that you're coming from, because you want to do it for the right reasons. You want to be in alignment to do what's right, fair, just, do it with honesty, integrity, that sort of thing. Otherwise, you won't be going anywhere. And I kind of feel, take what resonates, release what doesn't. But I kind of feel like there's something that's saying, there's something that needs to be changed, right? Welcome the change, redirect the fire, where your energy is going, right? Then we see the Sun right here, which talks about victory, success, happiness. This talks about things being illuminated as well. It's very interesting when I'm looking at these cards because the first card that came out was the Queen of Air, and we see the Sun card, which is a Leo energy. And the nodes of fate are getting ready they're at 2 degrees, I believe. So like I said, there's a lot of powerful energy and things like that taking place. I am going to go further in depth talking about these transits and energies in my coffee cafe, which will be popping up. You'll see it in the very near future, where I will be discussing more directly the different energies that are showing up. But for this reading, I do want to bring that awareness that the nodes of fate will be shifting signs very soon. And the north node will be in the sign of Aquarius, and the south node will be going into the sign of Leo. So, for an example, if you have been doing something out of alignment, and when I say that, it's like more to feed the ego than to feed the soul. Like that's not like that's where that fire will be forced to be redirected. That manifestation is only going to come through when there is a liberation. And with this nine of swords right there, I kind of feel there's something going on, definitely within the thought process or the communication. Air swords are all about air. We do have Mercury at the same day of this full moon stationing to go retrograde. We have Mars right there. Mars, redirect the fire. Mars is heading into the sign of Gemini, and it's going to be making an immediate, like as soon as it gets in there, it's going to be connecting with Uranus, that the ruling sign of Aquarius, or the ruling planet of Aquarius, where it's going to bring forth an immediate radical change in some direction. Now again, this can be good or bad. It's going to be different for each and every person. The person I'm talking to that is doing that soul searching, doing that inner work, doing that shadow work, that sort of thing. They know that there needs to be change. They already are aware that something needs to shift and change and maybe head in a different direction. Other people, they want to resist, and that's just not going to work. It'd be like this forced transformation. So the next two cards that came up, look at this. Interesting enough, is the star card, right? And the star is a number 9 as well. I mean, I'm sorry, this is the Hermit. I don't even know what I'm thinking. But I do feel the star card, so we'll see if that shows up. Wow, bottom of the deck is a Chariot. So this is all major arcana. The Hermit card, and look, he's got that white owl. Having a discovery, seeing things from a different perspective, trusting one's intuition, because there's something about moving forward to victory and success. And I kind of feel when you look at these two, they look like they're going in different directions, like they're both heading into a different direction. Like opposing forces, like your thoughts say this, but your actions say that sort of thing. It feels to me like there's a major alignment that needs to be taking place. There needs to be a focus, and there needs to be a direction of your energy in a powerful way, like in a focused way, in a grounded way, from a high vibration. Because if it's not from a high vibration, like you're going to attract that lower vibration back to you. A lot of major arcana cards showing up in here. So next card, look at another magician, right? This is talking about manifesting. This is talking about reaching for the stars. This is talking about bringing balance into your physical realm, into your world, into what you're co-creating or trying to create or trying to bring to life. There's something big, I feel, for you. And again, it feels very powerful, this reading does, and it doesn't surprise me because, like I said, there is that shift with the North Node. Like North Node is destined, fated, right? It's that sort of energy. And it will force the alignment, or it'll, like if you don't align with what is for you, then there will be a lot of karmic experiences, consequences, that sort of thing. But to me, this feels like it's time to clear up something when it comes to the headspace. But when I see the Queen of Swords showing up first, I'm feeling like that's what's happening. Like you are doing that work. Like you're going within, you're doing some soul searching, you're trusting your intuition, you're recognizing what you're manifesting into your life, whether it be good or bad, and then acting accordingly. Like I feel like you're redirecting something, you're changing, you're making some sort of change. It feels like, through the heart space, through lightening up, through more peace, joy, happiness, more authenticity is a huge word I'm hearing. So let's just grab a couple more cards. I don't even know why I used this deck because I wasn't using this for any other reason readings. But here we go. Look, Prince of Wands. This talks about taking fresh action. But what I really want to point out is you have the Magician, you have the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. When a card shows up in multiple decks, it's a very big indication of what this energy is talking about. In order to manifest, you're going to have to put the time, energy, and effort in a positive, productive way to, with authenticity, with integrity, with, knowing it's just feeding the soul. Maybe you don't see it as feeding materialistic things, right? But you see it nourishing and feeding the soul. And that in turn attracts back that abundance, whether it be in the material world or just in your heart chakra, okay? So that's what I'm seeing. It was very strange. I don't even know why I typically have an extra deck in case I need clarifying on energy, but that wasn't even a deck I intended on using in this reading. And I doubt you'll see it in any of the other readings, like I said, unless I'm clarifying. So I guess it was meant to be. Let's grab some messages from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck and see what Spirit wants you to know about this transit and this energy shift moving forward. What can help guide you and make things a little easier for you? Gratitude. Look at this crowning moment, transformation with those butterflies. Bottom of the deck is the reflection. Brings me right to that Hermit card. I feel like there is some definite going within. I'm feeling like doing that soul searching, facing that shadow, seeing some things that may not feel very good to look back on or think about or feel through. But I do feel it's part of doing that shadow work and having this discovery and able to release yourself from whatever that was and liberate yourself to be able to move forward. Look, I cannot make this stuff up. Release. It's, express this gratitude for even the challenging experiences because they do teach us things. And I do feel whatever is going on for you. Look, freedom. You're being freed. You're being liberated. Like I said, something felt like it was keeping someone stuck, stagnant, held back. And I feel with this energy right here, it feels like it's time to release that. It's time to do that. Go deep within. You see the welcome card up there. There's like some serious depth here. I'll pull it up here so you can see it closer. You see this person going through some pretty deep situations, experiences, places, and I kind of feel like it's to bring that all to the surface, to liberate yourself from it, to free yourself from it, to not have that hanging on your shoulders, on your conscience, on your soul, that sort of thing. It feels like releasing that from that energy. Next card is intention. Very powerful energy right there. Your intention is it. Like I said, I kept saying and I kept feeling it in this reading, like, integrity, your intention, authenticity. Like if you're doing things from a lower vibrational frequency, you're going to attract in lower vibrational frequencies. Bottom of the deck is the gentleness, and I feel like this is being easy on yourself as you work through this transformation. I do feel like this is a big, big transformation. I do this full moon. If you're an Aquarius rising, like this full moon is in your 12th house. 12th house talks about endings, hidden enemies, things, closing out of cycles and that sort of energy. It does contain a lot more than that, but I'm just listing those off. So it can be a pretty intense energy to be dealing with in itself. So let's grab one more card before we close out this reading. One more card for Aquarius, and that is wisdom. See, there's another owl. There's grace. Have grace on, with the process on yourself through this. Guardian angels on underneath that. I feel with this wisdom card, like I said, I've seen the wisdom card show up several times. I've seen the owl with the hermit right here. I've seen the owl with the Queen of Swords right there. And then there's another owl showing up on this wisdom card. So I feel this is a beautiful opportunity for you to release, surrender, to let these things go that are no longer serving you, and for you to tap into your true power, like really utilizing your out of the box thinking, your innovative way of doing things, the direction that you're heading, and really being grounded as you are moving this forward through this change, through hard work, dedication, focus, determination, and by just really, I feel, doing it through a place of higher vibration, through integrity, through genuine, like doing it sincerely. All of these things I feel like are a big deal. I feel like doing it through that heart space, doing it because it feeds your soul, right? Not your ego, not your bank account, not your this, that, and the other thing. I feel like it's like soul food, it feels to me. And when you align with that and release all that other stuff, that can, and it can be something because, like I said, the North Node is in your first house, the South Node is in your seventh house. And so that is talking about something that's been long term. Like this is kind of been something, a pattern, something that you've been doing for a lot of years, maybe even all your life, that sort of things. But it's time to release it. It's time to let it go. There's something about it that's keeping you stuck and not allowing you to grow, evolve, manifest in a productive way. I hope this serves you well, Aquarius. I send you peace, love, and light.